So find a comfortable seated position, evenly through both sit bones, tall in the spine. We will gently close the eyes, let the chin drop a little bit to create length through the back of your head. And then you can have palms resting down on the knees or hands face up. Hands face up for receiving, hands down for grounding. From the seated position, we'll start that ujjayi breathing. Really try to make that ocean wave sound in the back of your throat. The longer you can make those inhales and exhales with ujjayi breathing, the more calmness it brings to your nervous system, helping you stay present, calm, and more stable as you move through every pose. From the seated position, I want to do one small grounding. To get out of our heads a little bit, we're just going to think about the space around our eyes. And we're going to count down from 5 in our heads. And as you count down from 5, you release all the thoughts from your head and you soften around the eyes. And you bring your awareness from head space down to heart space. Remain there. You'll know if you've left heart space because you'll be having thoughts again. You'll be back in the head space. Just trying to stay present. And then we'll begin movement with our neck today. So just start taking that head in big circles. You can keep the eyes closed or open them if you want. Go both directions with the neck. Keeping tall in the back of the spine, grounding through those sit bones still. Next time that right ear drops to right shoulder, keep it down there. We'll breathe into the right side of the neck. Take your left fingertips. You can reach them long towards the ground, or you can reach them out to the left parallel to the ground. Wherever you feel more of a stretch, it should take it from over the neck, over the shoulder, maybe down the arm a little bit. And then we'll switch sides. So roll that chin through center over to left shoulder, left ear. Reach right fingers down to the mat. Feel the outside of that right neck opening up. You can feel it over the top of the shoulder if you're really reaching through those right fingers. And then we'll come back to center, crisscross the arms to opposite knees. You're going to use the weight in your knees to drop your hands away from you as you tuck your chin, pull your shoulder blades apart. Breathe into the upper back. Maybe leaning back a little bit, but really using those knees to tug on your hands to create the separation in the shoulder blades. And release back up. We'll take out our right leg this time. Put the right leg in front. Straighten that right leg and bring your left heel towards your body. We'll do just a one-legged seated forward fold here. So right leg is right out in front of us. Inhale to find length in that spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Fold over your right leg. You can bring your hands to the mat, hands to your foot. Flex your right toes back towards your face and breathe into the back of that right leg. And then we'll lift the chest. And from here, we're going to take left knee or left foot and cross the left foot over the right knee. We're going to inhale to find length in the spine. Bring the hands overhead here. Exhale, twist to the left. Let your right elbow land on the outside of left knee as a hook, anywhere on that leg. Create length in the spine. Lift the top of the head towards the ceiling. And then twist to the left. Fingertips, your left fingertips are behind you. You're still sitting right on top of the sit bones, so your back didn't lean back at all. You're still nice and tall, getting a spinal twist. And then when we come back to center, we're gonna come into a seated figure 4. So left ankle stays on right knee. You pull, you bend that right knee. And we're breathing into this left glute now. So the nice thing about this seated figure 4 position is you have a lot of angles to get into that hip. So I like to press my hands into the mat and kind of lift my sit bones off the mat and play with the position of my hips, taking kind of circles, getting different angles of that stretch. If you find a spot, breathe into it. Keeping length in the spine. And then we'll drop both legs back out in front of us. And we'll do the same thing other side. So this time, left leg forward fold, bring that right leg in towards body. Heel in towards the groin. Inhale to find length in your spine. Exhale, hinge out the hips, forward fold over left leg. Try to keep the spine straight as long as possible, and then begin to let the head and chest come down towards the shin. Reach your hands along the leg or maybe towards your foot. Pull your belly button up and in here. All right, then we press up, lift the chest, bring right ankle to the outside of left knee. Going for that twist here. So inhale the hands overhead. Exhale, twist the chest to the right. With that left elbow hook somewhere on the outside of the right thigh or knee. Inhale, lengthen to the spine. Exhale, twist. Gaze over the right shoulder this time. Think about lifting from the top of your head. Still sitting on those sit bones. All right, chest comes back to center. We do that seated figure 4, so you just bend that left knee to bring the right shin towards your body. Taking your variation of this. Breathe into the outside of that right leg. Big hip stretch. All right. Good job. We're going to drop the feet, cross-legged, roll over the knees, meet in tabletop. First tabletop of class. Find your stacked position and begin your cat-cow. So let the wrists be under the shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, drop the belly, gaze goes up. Take these at your own pace. Exhale, arch the spine, let the head hang heavy. Cat-cow, warming up the spine at your own pace. Bend at the elbows to add some exaggeration to the movement. Take those hands a little bit farther in front of where they are right now. Be stable through the shoulders and then move cat-cow into big wide hip circles. Letting the hips drop over to the sides. Warming up your spine. Noticing if it's tight anywhere, if it feels pretty good today. All right, then we come back to tabletop. We're going to get into a shoulder stretch, so thread the needle, start on the right side. Inhale, sweep the right arm open to the sky, and exhale, reach those right fingertips all the way over to the left as far as you can, threading the needle. Push left hand into mat to roll deeper over the right shoulder. Keep that belly button pulling up and in this pose. Keep those hips stacked over the knees. Let your head be comfortable on the mat. And then very slowly come back to your tabletop. And we'll take that same pose, left arm. So your inhale sweeps the arm open to the left, open the chest. Exhale, thread the needle all the way over to the right with those left fingertips. Let the entire length of the arm come to the mat. Let your head go back to the mat. Keep those hips high, and then I like to press my right hand in the mat to help roll over that left shoulder. Feel the shoulder blades separating again. All right, come back to tabletop. Find a nice, strong tabletop position, so make sure hands or wrists are under shoulders. Spread those fingers really wide. And then we're going to tuck our toes, hover knees 2 inches off the mat. Feel those low abs that engaged here. And then next exhale, sends the hips to the sky. First down dog of class. Send the hips high, and then down the back of your mat, and then settle the heels. First down dog here, walk it out. Take any stretches or adjustments that you need. Breathing length into the spine and the back of the legs. All right, from down dog, we're gonna get into the right side. So maybe bring your left foot about 1 inch more to the center of the mat for stability. Make sure your shoulders stay square to the mat. And inhale, right leg high to the sky. We're gonna exhale, right knee, right elbow. Give it a tap. And then inhale that leg long behind you. Next exhale, knee to chest. Don't drop the foot. Using core strength here, lifting knee as high as you can into chest, and then inhale the leg long. Third exhale, we go across the body, right elbow, left, or right knee, left elbow. Give it a tap, raise the knee even higher, and inhale the leg long. Okay, fourth one, we go across the body again. Come all the way to fallen triangle. So you're gonna send that right knee over to the left, straighten into right foot. Press the outer edge of right foot into the floor. Left hand goes high to the sky. Press those hips up. Make sure your right hand is right under right shoulder. And then drop left hand, return to down dog. All the way back to down dog. All right, let's drop to our knees and do a quick puppy pose before we get into the other side. So drop the knees right under the hips. Walk your 2 hands forward. Puppy pose, your hips stay high, kind of like a child's pose. Breathe into the front of the shoulders. Let your head come down to the mat. Keep shoulders out of ears here, so you don't have to feel like you're reaching your fingertips so far forward that your shoulders pull up towards your ears. We will still want to create this strong shoulder space. Then from here, let's walk our hands over to the right. Puppy pose, hands go over to the right. Your right hand's more for support in this pose. You're reaching through the left fingertips. Really reach through those left fingertips. Feel the stretch go to the outside of the shoulder, down to the left hip. Walk those hands through center. Take same pose on the left side. Your left hand's more for support here. Reach through those right fingertips. Really reach them over to the up left corner of your room. And sink back into that right hip so you feel a huge stretch on the outside of the right side body. Nice job. We'll come back to center. Push yourself back to down dog. Move through that tabletop. So hover those knees. And then send hips high to the sky. We're going to do that same 4 inhale, exhale sequence on the left side. So maybe you pick up right foot, move it about an inch more to the center of the mat for some stability. Inhale, left foot goes high to the sky. Exhale, left knee, left elbow, give it a tap, and then inhale the leg high. Second exhale, knee to chest, don't drop the foot, pull the knee as high into the chest as you can. Inhale that leg back up. Third exhale, knee goes across the body to right elbow, give it a tap, you can do it. Inhale that leg back high. Fourth exhale, fallen triangle, left leg goes straight underneath you, press onto the outside of the left foot. Right hand shoots high to the sky. You're straight in both legs. Keep pressing the hips up towards the ceiling. And return to down dog. Drop right hand, shoot left foot back to knee right. Bend the knees, bottom of the next exhale, space between the hands. Walk, step, or hop to the front of your mat. When you get there, ragdoll pose, bend the knees, let the belly hang out on the thighs. Grab the elbows. We'll take a moment to release anything out of the low back here, get into the back of the legs just a little bit. Sway side to side, maybe shake out the head. You can straighten into one leg at a time if that feels good. And we roll up one vertebrae at a time. We'll meet in mountain pose. Let your head be the last thing to come up. Yes, nice job. All right, take a couple shoulder rolls. Let it see the difference when you feel with shoulders up versus shoulders down your back. Shoulder rolls forwards and backwards. And then mountain pose, ground through both feet, pull kneecaps up into quads. Neutral pelvis, low ribs pulled in. Top of your head pulling towards the ceiling and hands down by the side. Next inhale, bring those hands overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shine the heart forward, fingertips to the floor of the mat. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, plank pose, hold plank. From plank, let those wrists be under shoulders, and then let's bring awareness to that tailbone area. Tuck your tailbone towards the back of the room. Pull your core up and in, belly button pulling up and in. And from here, we're gonna drop to a forearm plank. One forearm at a time. Still shooting energy through the heels to the back of the room. We're on our forearms now. A lot of shoulder work right here. And then we're gonna come to dolphin. So walk those toes inch by inch towards the front of your mat until you feel like your hips are just stopping. That's great. Keep those hips as high as you can. Heels do not have to be on the mat. Dolphin pose. Nice job. All right, from dolphin, we're gonna make our way to down dog, one forearm or both forearms at a time. Down dog. Nice job. Inhale, right leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands. Let's lower down for a low lunge. We're gonna do a fluid low lunge, half splits. So we inhale up here for low lunge, bring the hands forward. Exhale, bring the hands back, send the hips back, straighten into front leg, half splits. So we're gonna breathe through. Inhale forward. Exhale, half splits. Go at your own pace. Inhale forward. Exhale, half splits. All right, last one. You should feel a little stretched out. When we come forward, high lunge, bring up back toes, sweep hands forward, deep bend in that front knee. Track that knee out to the right. And then next exhale, plant the hands, step back with the right foot. Option to take it through your first vinyasa here, meet me in down dog. You can lower all the way to your belly, or you can lower to half push-up, chaturanga. You can inhale cobra or inhale up dog. And then we meet in down dog. Next inhale, left leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands, lower down, low lunge, other side. Doing that same thing. A sweeping motion with these two poses. Inhale, low lunge, hands go forward. Exhale, half splits. So of course, take these at your own pace. Breathing into the stretch, really trying to get pretty deep. Every time you go back into the stretch, you're a little bit deeper. Big Ujjayi breathing so you can hear that ocean wave in the back of your throat, guiding you through the flow. Next time you come forward, we'll come to that high lunge. Lifting right knee off of mat. Deep bend in front knee. Try to have a really strong high lunge stance here. Track right or left knee out. We're going to return to high lunge after this. So exhale, plant the hands. Step left foot back to meet right. Take it through your second vinyasa or meet in down dog, scooping. Those two movements all together. Always have option to rest in child's pose as well. All right, audible exhale here to release some heat. We're gonna flow. So inhale through the nose, open mouth, side out. Inhale, right leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, plant the foot, high lunge. Sweep those hands forward. We return to high lunge, strong high lunge legs. Settle down into them a little bit, straighten into the back leg. And then exhale, prayer hands twist to the right, hook that left elbow on the outside of right knee. Press those hands together, pull your belly button up and in towards your spine, allowing you to twist a little deeper. Gaze over to the right or maybe over that right shoulder towards the ceiling. All right, from here, the pose is revolved half moon. So left hand plants on the floor in front of right toes. Right hand goes high to the sky. You hop off back foot. Your left heel is reaching towards the back of the room. Chest facing over to the right. Straighten into both legs, grounding through right foot. Nice job, breathe into it. All right, we drop back foot, return to high lunge. Sweep those hands forward. The work is in returning that back foot to land exactly where you would need it for that high lunge. All right, next inhale, hop that foot forward, warrior three. Left heel reaching towards the back of the room, right hand or hands go forward. Yogi's choice, bring them to heart center. For more balance, keep grounding through right foot, working the legs here. And then we plant back foot, coming all the way to wide-legged forward fold. So again, the work is in letting that back foot land kind of where you think you would need it for wide-legged forward fold. Then you turn right toes into pigeon. Hands on hips or hands out by the side. Inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale, forward fold. First wide-legged forward fold. Breathe into the back of both legs. Let that head come to the mat. If your head's touching the mat, bring your feet closer together. If your head is really far from the mat, bring those feet a little wider. Keep pulling that belly button up and in. Roll the weight into the balls of the feet a little bit. Always supporting yourself with those hands. All right, let's do a little side squat here. So we're gonna straighten into left leg, drop the weight over to right foot, bending right leg. I always forget what this pose is called. I just call it like a side lunge. So your right foot might be up on the ball of your foot, or your foot might be on the mat. It's different for everybody. Try to keep that left leg straight. You're opening the groin, the hips, the feet here. Try to keep the spine long. Flying monkey. Thank you, Catherine. Flying monkey pose. So I like to have a block in this pose. Keep my chest lifted. And then we're going to move over to the left just one time. So try and stay as low as you can, moving same pose, flying monkey over to the left. Yogis, the challenge would be to keep those hands at heart center as you transition, or the hands go to the mat to help you. All right, we move back to the front of the mat, framing your right foot. Step right foot back to meet left. Take it through your vinyasa. We meet in down dog. Nice job. Setting up for that same sequence, other side. Inhale, left foot goes high to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, plant the foot, high lunge. We've been here before, sweep those hands forward. Deep bend in that front knee. You're on the ball of the back foot. Settling down into the high lunge. And then exhale, prayer hands, twist to the left this time. Hook that right elbow onto the knee or the thigh somewhere. Anywhere you can. Press into the palms to create length in the spine and twist. Trying to get the chest over to the left, gaze goes over to the left or up over the left shoulder. Revolved half moon. Hop your right foot up to the sky. Let your right hand land in front of left toes. Left hand goes high to the sky. Balancing pose. Working those legs here. Squeeze those glutes together. Straighten into both legs. Belly button is still pulling up and in. Your core is engaged. You're on the fingertips of the right hand, or your right hand's on a block or the mat. Using it for balance. And then we drop that back foot, coming up to high lunge again. So sweep those hands forward. High lunge. We're not here for very long. Warrior 3. Hop that back foot forward again until it lifts off the mat. This time hips square to the floor. Hands reaching forward. Or hands out heart center, yogi's choice. Keep breathing, keep working through this hard pose. All right, second wide-legged forward fold. Let that right foot drop so far back on the mat. Pigeon your left toes in. So your toes are in closer than the heels. Wherever you're at, inhale to find length in the spine. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Forward fold. Let your head come to the mat. We breathe into this pose. We breathe into the stretch in the back of both legs. Releasing some low back as well. You can do that. Inhale to find length. And exhale to fold a little deeper a couple times. That usually feels good in this stretch since there's a lot to stretch out. Again, if your head's touching the mat and you want to stay in this stretch, you'll need to bring those feet closer together. And if your head's really far from the mat, try and widen the stance. Maybe roll the weight into the balls of the feet a little bit, playing with some of that weight adjustment. All right, and then one time through flying monkey, we'll start on the left side. Bend your weight over to the left heel. Straighten into right leg. So again, there's a lot going on in this pose. Everyone's joints and bones are different. So right foot can either be entirely on the mat, or some people might be like bouncing on their heel. Same with left foot. It can be on the ball of the foot or foot on the mat. Moving over to right side, just one time. Try to stay low and controlled. Now the weight's on that right foot. Flying monkey right side, just one time. All right, nice job. We're gonna come out of it. We're down here. We're gonna move right into frog pose. We are gonna breathe more life into those hips that we just opened a lot with flying monkey. So now's a good time to settle into frog pose. Bring those knees really wide. Press the inner shins into the mat. Make sure you have some cushion under those knees. You don't want them to bruise. And then start by supporting yourself with most of the weight in the wrists and the hands. And then as you begin to settle the weight back or come down to your forearms, just paying attention to the hips. Go nice and slow. Find some minor adjustments until you feel like you have a nice spot to hold. There's lots of different angles you can get into your hips in frog pose. Just moving those hips forward and back an inch or two might feel completely different. A few more breaths. Finding your deepest stretch. And then very slowly wiggle those knees back towards each other. Really coming slow out of this. We'll make our way onto seated. We'll take a couple seated stretches before we do our second flow. Let's bring these legs wide. Legs go out wide, flex those toes back towards the face. I like to just think about rolling my inner thighs out a little bit, little external rotation. And then we're gonna do the TDQ stretch, getting into our low back. So take your right forearm, bring it down, and then sweep it over to the right shin. The chest opens, left hand reaches high to the sky, rainbow arcs over, trying to find those right toes. You breathe into the low back on the left side, TDQ. Hard to get muscle that we probably use every day, underestimated. Let the gaze, your drishti, be wherever is comfortable. So gaze could be up at the ceiling or down at the floor. You don't have to have any tension in the neck. Let the sensation be in the leg and your low back. All right, let's sweep it through center, go over to the left. Kind of staying low with the chest so you can get that left forearm somewhere over by the left shin. Could land on the shin in front of the mat. Inhale, sweeps the right hand up and over. Right hand reaches for those left toes. still an active posture, so your core is still engaged, your breathing is still engaged. All right, nice job. We'll push back to center, and we're gonna wiggle ourselves back to down dog. Get on our feet again, so just let those feet come back in, however you wanna roll over the knees. Be back in down dog. Find those nice strong shoulders, press the fingers and palms into the mat. And we'll take it through one Vinyasa Flow, coming all the way to mountain and then back to down dog. So bend the knees, exhale, bottom of the next exhale, look at the space between the hands, walk, step or hop to the front of your mat. When you get there, inhale, half lift, shine your heart forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up to standing, hand comes overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, down by the side. Next inhale, hands go back overhead. Exhale, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, shine that heart forward. Exhale, plant the hands, take it through your vinyasa, meet in down dog. That same exhale would lower you to chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, shoulders out of ears, thighs off the mat. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, right foot goes high to the sky. Exhale, plant the foot between the hands, open up warrior two this time. So cartwheel that left hand forward and then all the way to the back of the room. Right hand lifts, reaching forward. Gaze over that right middle finger. Settle the shoulders down in the back. Deep bend in that front knee. Again, we track that right knee out. Make sure you can see your big toe. Feel those hips pulling apart, lifting up through your pelvic area. And then exhale, extended side angle. Left elbow, left knee, right hand reaches up and over. One long line from left heel to those fingertips. Inhale, reverse warrior. Don't lose those legs. We reach left hand down, left leg, right hand towards the ceiling, towards the back corner of the room. Breathe into that right rib cage. Next exhale, we're going to go back to extended side angle. This time you'll use choice to take a bind, open up those shoulders, or maybe you take a different variation of extended side angle, bringing right hand to inside of right foot this time. Either one, just taking a different variation of our extended side angle. Breathe into the shoulders if you have that bind, trying to keep that chest open to that right side of, or left side of the room. Gaze could be up to the ceiling or over to the right. Nice job. If you're in the bind, come out of it. Strong core, strong legs. Lift us back to warrior two. And then we'll straighten into both legs. Hop the back foot in. Setting up for our triangle pose. So the heels remain heel to heel distance, or heel to heel alignment. Back toes are still out at an angle, front toes forward. Shorter stance. We reach forward with those right hands until we can't reach anymore. And then revolve the hands, pyramid or triangle pose. Left hand up, right hand down. Can be on the mat, on your shin, on a block. Using these obliques on the right side of your body to keep that chest lifted. And then from here, your core lifts you to reverse triangle. Keep those legs exactly where they're at. The left hand goes down, the right hand goes up. Similar to what we did in reverse warrior, but reverse triangle. So reach that right hand to the back of the room. And then we bring the chest back to center. We're gonna come to a third wide-legged forward fold. So bring those left toes into pigeon. When you're ready, inhale, find length, taking whatever variation to get down there. Exhale, forward fold. So we will do 4 wide-legged forward folds. This is your third. Second series, if you want to take a headstand, feel free. Tripod headstand if that's in your practice. Otherwise, third wide-legged forward fold. Maybe this time you grab outsides of your ankles or outside of your shins. Use your arm strength to pull you deeper into the stretch. Trying to get that head down to the mat. Every exhale pulls you a little deeper. Roll the weight to the balls of the feet a little bit. And then we lift up, walk those hands back towards the front of your mat, framing, I believe, right foot. Take it through Vinyasa and meet me in down dog. All right, same thing, other side. So first we have strong warrior 2 legs, and then we have strong triangle legs. So you kind of know where we're going. Inhale, left leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest, plant the foot, cartwheel those hands open, warrior 2. Heel to heel alignment. Left toes forward, right toes about 45 degrees out to the side. Settling down into the pose first, so bend the front knee a little deeper. Let the shoulders relax. Gaze over the left middle finger. Exhale, first extended side angle. Left elbow, left knee, right hand reaches up and over to the front of the room. One long line from right heel to right fingertips. Inhale, reverse warrior, keep those legs. Use the core, left hand reaches towards the back of the room, right hand goes down the back leg, or I just end up wrapping my arm around my low back. Feels a little bit better. Less pressure on my low back. Next, exhale, second extended side angle. Yogi's choice, take your variation here. If you want a shoulder opener, trying to reach for that bind. If you can't quite get the fingers to grip in this bound wide angle or extended side angle, just try and grab onto your t-shirt or something, maybe like a sock or an extra strap. Trying to wiggle those hands closer together. And then on release, and we lift back up, warrior 2. Straighten into that front leg, hop the back foot in a little bit. Shorter stance for triangle pose. Heel to heel alignment, back toes out at an angle. Reach, reach, reach with those left fingertips till you can't reach anymore. Revolve the hands. Left hand down, right hand up. This time it's those left obliques that are keeping your chest lifted. If you removed that left hand off of the mat, would your chest drop a lot? Are you able to keep it lifted a little bit? Next, inhale, reverse triangle. Left hand high to the sky, right hand down that back leg. Breathe into that left side body once again. And then we come to center, sitting up for our fourth and final wide-legged forward fold. Pigeon those toes in. Hands to hips or hands out to the side. Inhale to find length. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe if you're looking for something new to do in wide-legged forward fold here that you haven't done before, maybe a twist. If you wanted to do a little twist, left hand would be in front of your face on the floor, right hand reaches up to the sky. And you want to take this on both sides. A few more breaths. If you came to headstand, take your time, no rush. All right, and then we'll walk those hands back towards the front of the mat. Framing left foot. Take it through Vinyasa, we'll meet in down dog. We're gonna get into pigeon pose. So once you're in down dog, take any little in-between stretches you need. We're gonna move into a static pose, pigeon pose. So bring right knee behind right wrist. Drop that shin to the mat. Try to get that right shin as high as you can on the mat and then wiggle your left knee back, straighten into the left leg. Walk the hands towards the body to straighten into the spine a little bit. And then exhale, pigeon pose. On my way down in pigeon pose, I like to roll out this inner thigh, the right thigh, roll it out a little bit. Create space for that chest to come down. Forearms, head to mat, head to block, whatever you want. Relaxing into pigeon pose. Thinking about releasing some tension. Surrendering, letting gravity help out. All right, we're going to push our hands into the mat, lift the chest, move the weight to the right hip. Swing your left foot all the way around for fire log pose, full expression of pigeon. Let that left ankle land on the right knee. Take your time to get into it. I remember when I first went to the studio, Rochelle saw me do this pose and my knee was up here. And she just looks at me and she's like, you need to practice that every day. So I have. Stack knees and ankles. If this is your stretch today, just seated. Stay here. You should feel a stretch in both hips. And then walk the hands forward. You'll feel a stretch in both hips here. There shouldn't be any pinching or pain. It should be a stretch. If there is pinching, you'll come out of it. You can return to pigeon pose or begin pigeon on other side. All right, slowly push yourself up. We have to make our way through down dog to pigeon pose on left side. So take any in between stretches you need. Maybe shake out the right leg a little bit. Shake out that hip. Pigeon pose left side. Bring left knee to behind left wrist. Try and get that left shin to land as high up on the mat as you can. Settle that right leg down. Push the hands into the mat to lift the chest. If there's a lot of space between that left hip and the floor, you can set like a blanket or pillow. And then exhale, release down to your pigeon pose. And then rolling that inner thigh on the left side out, if you like that. Every exhale, getting you deeper into the stretch. Releasing tension. All right, push those hands into the mat to lift the chest. Move the weight onto left hip. Fire log pose or full expression of pigeon other side. Stack ankles and knees. Same thing other side, except for just the hips are, knees and ankles are stacked a little differently. So you might feel that one side's a little more open than the other. Find length in the spine, and then if this is your pose today, stay here or hinge at the hips. Begin to fold that chest forward. Again, no knee pain and no pinching. If you do experience that, maybe roll onto the back and take a supine figure forward. Getting the same stretch, so just without any harm to the ligaments, tendons. Okay, we'll come up out of that. Release those legs, and we'll roll onto our backs. So maybe plant heels into the mat, let those knees be bent, and roll down one vertebrae at a time, slow and controlled. When you get onto your back, you can hug those knees into the chest, give yourself a little hug. Maybe rock side to side. And then we're gonna take half happy baby here. So let's straighten into that left leg and keep that right knee tucked in towards your chest. And then you're gonna grab the outside of your right foot, or maybe even the inside of that right foot. Play around with it. Half happy baby. So take left hand onto left hip to keep it from lifting, because you might experience that the weight drops into the right hip. So keep that left hip from lifting. And then we're breathing into the right hip here, pulling that right knee down to the mat on the outside of the rib cage. Keep your chin tucked to the chest so you're still long in the spine. Using the strength of that arm to pull on the foot. And then let's switch, send that right foot long. Half happy baby, left knee comes into the chest. Pull the knee kind of towards your armpit, and then take that grip of the left foot. Inside a foot or outside a foot, whatever feels better. Right hand comes to right hip to keep it from lifting. Again, that spine is glued to the mat. You're nice and tall through the spine. Chin tucks down a little towards the chest, and pull that left knee to the mat. All right, we'll just take one moment to do a full happy baby. Grab both feet, rock side to side a little. And then we'll end with a spinal twist today. So however you like to get into spinal twist, we'll start on the right side. I like to bring my knees to the chest, drop them over to the right. For some people, it's not as comfortable. You might have heels on the mat, knees bent, and then from there, just drop them over to the side. Either way, lift those hips towards the center of the mat a little bit. So your left hip stacks right on top of the right hip. Lengthen the spine, and then twist. Gaze goes over to the left. Cactus that left arm, or just reach it out to the left. Bring your right hand to the outer edge of that left thigh to keep it from lifting. Let those knees come back to center. Bring that spine back to symmetrical on your mat. nice and neutral. And then we'll take supine twist left side. Bring those knees to the chest, drop them over to the left. Pick up those hips, bring them back towards the center of the mat so your right hip is directly on top of left hip. Gaze drops over to the right, supine twist. Feel the entire length of the spine ringing out from the tailbone to the top of your neck, the base of that head. And then slowly come back to center. At this point, taking any last poses you need or want. Any last stretches. Without thinking about it, listen to the body. Maybe it doesn't need anything else today. Maybe you're ready for Shavasana. Let those legs go long when you're ready, no rush. We'll meet in Shavasana. Let the toes roll out to the side. Let's find a long spine here, so wiggle those shoulder blades up the mat a little bit. And then let the hands fall down to the mat beside you, palm face up. Or left hand on heart, right hand on belly. Tuck the chin down. And then again, we can practice entering Shavasana the same way we started class today. With a count of 5, soften around your eyes, releasing any thoughts, dropping into heart space. I'll let you do it with your own count. And welcome to Shavasana. Invite movement back into your body by wiggling fingers and toes. You can rock the head side to side, maybe flutter the eyes open. And reach those hands overhead. Pointing through the toes, reaching through the fingers, long stretch. And then roll over onto your favorite side using arm as a pillow. Taking a moment in this space to tap into this piece that you've created. Taking it with you off the mat to the other 23 hours of the day. Push yourself up to a comfortable seated position. We'll meet sitting cross-legged. And with that next inhale, bring those hands overhead, fingertips to touch. Exhale the thumbs down to your forehead, your third eye center. Tuning into that third eye, for here we are all connected. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Happy Monday. Namaste. Thank you for joining me in yoga today.